that means we have a consumer economy. The economy only grows if people spend money, if they consume. That's what a consumer economy is. So the reason you hear all the people freaking out about the shutdowns and the lockdowns and things like that is because the economy will tank if people aren't out spending money. So what the Fed does is print more money.
And send checks for them to spend money during the
That's right. Now, that causes inflation, but it looks right now like inflation is very small. Here's my theory. Again, this is the Billy Merritt Money Show. You can disagree with me. You got an expert that wants to get on here and give me another reason for this, then I welcome that expert on here. We'll get Russ Story on here next week and see if my theory holds up against the expert Russ Story. So the reason that there's no inflation showing up right now, according to Billy, is you have companies like Airbnb, like Grubhub, like DoorDash, all these consumer companies that are getting all this cheap money from the Fed, okay? They're actually able to sell their products and services at a loss. Remember, I just told you these companies combined probably lost a quarter $250 million. They've lost hundreds of millions of dollars in this year. So that means that it's falsely a low price. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? If they had to charge what it takes to make a profit, then prices would be higher. So they would have to charge the restaurants or the consumers more. The restaurants would have to then in turn charge us more, and it would cause prices. So that all this free money is masking the fact that there is inflation. There really is inflation. Just pumping trillions of dollars. And it's like in this year, I think we've added, you can look this up, Jamie. In 2020, how much money was added to the economy? So it's going to be like 4 times as much, I'm guessing again, in 2007 and 2008. Like people freaked out when they spent $1 trillion or 800 million back in 2008. And now they're just pumping. I tell you what, read that right there, Jamie. The headline. Go back up.
U.S. is printing money to help save the economy from the COVID-19 crisis, but some wonder how far it can go.
The Federal Reserve is creating dollars from scratch at an unprecedented rate, one of many tools to rescue the economy amid the coronavirus pandemic. So here's what they're printing money. They're creating money out of thin air and pumping all this money into the economy, and then and hopefully they're loaning the money to businesses like Airbnb, like Grubhub, like all these companies that are they're taking this money because it's cheap, basically free, hopefully creating some jobs, hopefully paying some people. They're putting their product out there at a loss. People are losing, these companies are losing money to sell their product. And that's artificially keeping prices low. But what happens to every bubble?
Pops. Eventually pops.
It bursts. So now, you know me, I'm an optimist. I'm not on here preaching doom and gloom, but I'm telling you, all bubbles pop.
I'm 100% with that.
All bubbles pop. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you ready for the bubble to pop? And how will you fare when the bubble pops?
You gotta be prepared for that.
You better be prepared. You have to have your money right, man.
If not, you're going to be
a
very sad person.
So, now do not freak out, Felipe, when all the combined, when your portfolio drops 50%. Don't freak out because it could happen. I hope it doesn't happen. And I have some stop losses put in mind with my financial advisor in case if it goes down, I don't know, 10%, something like that, he sells, and they're all focused on the trends and things like that.
Right.
But do you have any gold or silver?